Hello everyone, welcome to the first session of my D&D campaign. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoy joining the characters of Dane Dankill, the Dwarven Paladin, played by Kane. We have Perrin Glanadel, the Dark Elf Sorcerer, played by Dougal. And finally, we have young tiefling druid Creed, played by our own Graydon Creed Leonard. Now, strap in as we head off on our fantastical adventure in D&D. Alright, so the leader of the Knights Astartes is an elf called Meathera Springseeker, who's known for her exceptional beauty and her firm leadership.
She bad.
Oh yeah. So the three of you, like everyone else in the capital, they find themselves in the center of the city, in what is called the Onyx Concourse. So this is a place where the innumerable roads that spiral in and out of the capital meet in the middle. And there's big slabs of onyx used for like the pavement here. And you see in the center there's some hastily built wooden scaffolding that juts out from a sea of exotic fruits and spices of 1,000 different colors at 1,000 different prices. So this is like a trade center of the city, but it has like some platforms set up. So trading has ended for the day, as all eyes are on the impossibly beautiful high elf Meathera Springseeker, who emanates pride and defiance from her lectern. She delivers her rousing speech. Okay. So, what are you guys doing there? Just as, like, how did you find out about Meathera giving her speech?
I was coming back with one of the latest expeditions, tribes, and they said, wait, are the expeditions held by the Chancellery or the Knights?
Make it up. I don't know.
What?
Wouldn't it be?
I reckon the Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was coming back with an Adeptus party, and they were like, oh, like Mira, whatever is about to start. Oh, yay!
Okay, good.
So I'm just kind of following along. I don't know what's going on, but yeah,
Do you
I'm
mean
following along.
Astartes? Because that's the younger.
Yeah, the Knights of Studies.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you said Adeptus.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
What's Dane doing? How did he come across?
My bad.
Because yeah, I'm here. Like my my parents said there was like a little gathering of people, and I'm here with them basically. And
Okay,
I've
you're
sort
with
of
your
been
mom and
lost in the
dad.
crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I just happened to find this lady to start speaking.
and Creed, how did you get into the Onyx Concourse?
Wait, so Meathera Springseeker.
Meathera Springseeker
Meathera
is the
Springseeker.
leader of the Knights Astartes.
Okay, of the Knights, okay. Hold on, I forget what my character
You like grew up on the streets, I believe.
Yeah.
but you've been accepted into the Old Templar for
Yeah.
your prowess with
As a
magic, I
druid.
imagine.
Mhm. Um,
You can say
I
anything.
I was in the market doing some bartering when I heard Miathira was arriving.
Excellent. So Perrin just got back from an expedition with the Astartes. Dane's there, just because his parents like to be in the know about uh, happenings within the order, and thought it'd be good to take him along. And Creed was maybe doing some bartering for a higher up to buy some supplies. Um, when you'll notice Miathira Springseeker begin to make her speech. Okay, I've got to put on a voice for this.
Okay.
Good day, fair
Hell yeah.
people of the capital and the world at large. My name is Miathir Springseeker, and it's my humble appointment as Grand Seneschal, leader of the Knights Astartes, that bestows upon me the privilege of speaking with you today. Everyone kind of starts to hush down as she starts her speech. Sorry. The
Well, here we
world
go.
is
Here we go, lads.
changing. Evidence of a collective consciousness unbounded by distance and time among the tribes of the Salt Plains grows. The Adeptus Chancery would have us, the Old Templar, sole custodians of the world's knowledge, ignore this anomaly, reject the sound teachings of science, in fear of uncovering the beauty of truth. Truth, this is what I pursue. This is what the Knights Astartes pursue. Which
Fuck.
is why, by right of appointment, I announce the apostasy and immediate separation of the Knights Astartes from the Old Templar, effective immediately.
Oh
Oh
shit.
shit!
Oh, go.
Everyone starts to
Damn.
like gasp because this is an actual bombshell.
Damn.
Um,
That's
what are Dane's parents' reactions to this?
They're like they're definitely surprised and like sort of disgusted because they're dwarves and like this elf is sort of um you know leading people.
walking in
It's
and
like
making all these big calls.
yeah.
Yeah. And Perrin, you're with like an expedition crew. What do they say?
Well, so I reckon. So they were the ones who. Some of them were higher ups in the Astartes, so they kind of knew this was coming, and they're kind of like, "Yeah, that's our girl." And I'm just like, okay, interesting. I see. It seems that the Old Templar is in a bit of disorder.
And
Like noting it
Creed,
down.
I'm
You
huh?
like he's not with anyone, is he?
No, I'm chilling.
what is
I'm
what is
thinking.
what do you
I'm
think?
thinking.
What
Oh,
does
well,
Creed think?
this could be my my way
Like higher up in the ranks, sort of.
To a
my
better
way
life.
to like to distance myself from the old the old men.
The
So
old
you're
They're
thinking of like,
Like
oh
they're
hell
they're,
yeah, like I'll
they're
follow this
racism.
lady.
Yeah,
All right.
because like I think at the moment I'm kind of sort of in the shadows more or less in the Templar, and then
doing
there's
tasks.
obviously these ancient or these what I forgot the name again. The Astartes and the old people.
Adeptus.
Adeptus. And the Adeptus
Adeptus.
are all Adeptus Chancellery.
Oh, that's
are like not too keen on a tiefling in their midst.
Right.
You're fucking right.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the Knights Astartes and Springseeker are more progressive. She talked about how her order wants to pursue science through truth and truth through science rather, but the Chancellery, you know, is probably thinking about
There's not. Yeah.
separation of church of religion from science. Yeah, so most of the Chancellery's members have the same reaction as Dane's parents. They look angry. Some of them look like they could like burst into violence, like they're outraged. This is little more than heresy in their eyes that she could just defect from this order and take a large portion of followers with her. Um, and so she kind of reads the room like everyone's like freaking out a bit, and then she calms down and she says, "I know you must all have questions." But before she can finish, you hear an ear-piercing screech, and some of you turn to look up and behind you, and a great bolt of black light splits the air, and you trace it from its origin on a rooftop straight through Springseeker's chest, and she falls to the ground dead.
Oh shit.
The origin the origin of the ray of black light is a man, a dwarf, someone of small stature, in a white robe. He stands there, makes a sign with his hands, and runs off through the rooftops. And the square erupts in chaos. Right? People are screaming. Like some of the Knights Astartes start to accost the members of the Chancellery, saying, "Who was that? They were wearing your robes." And now, being a trade center, there are wild beasts being kept in cages for sale, and in the panic,
Oh shit.
you notice these ferocious beasts are on the wrong side of the cage's bars suddenly,
Uh-oh.
and so we have
The outside, I think.
so we have beasts, quaggoths, great big hairy monsters with limbs too long and claws too sharp, start to tear into the flesh of the panicked onlookers. And in a second, the streets of the capital are a bloodbath. So, what is everyone's reaction to that?
Fuck, we better get out of
Um,
here.
I'm
Essentially.
scrambling up
Some of the Knights
up
Astartes
the
that I was. Oh, so you go, Clarence.
I'm scrambling up onto a higher platform to first get out of danger
Mm-hmm.
and reassess the situation.
Good idea.
Some of the
So-
Knights Astartes that I'm with. Oh,
Don't
You
just
go.
keep going. Just keep
There's the
going.
lag.
okay. Some of the Knights Astartes that I'm with have seen that the beasts are like breaking out and are trying to like stop them.
All right.
And I don't know how strong a Quaggoth is, but I'm helping him.
All right. You see a quaggoth essentially bisect one of the Knights Astartes as they try to battle it back into its cage.
Hmm. I look
And then
around and I
another
see
one
that-
turns to you and says, "Initiate. Fucking run."
I send him a I send him a message and say, "Yep."
He's already like
I
ages
no,
away.
I turn and I turn and I see a tiefling standing on top of a building nearby. I think he looks pretty safe. I'm gonna go where he is.
Alright, so
So
you run to
I
Creed.
run and climb a building.
Well, hold on.
Yep.
You don't just climb a building. So Creed's just gotten up somewhere like taller, maybe like a crate or something to get an assessment of the situation.
Vantage
Oh,
point.
okay.
So
That's
you
I go
kind
with
of
him.
see someone who's well, you go on.
Yeah, I see him surveying the situation. I'm like, he looks like he knows what he's doing. So I run over to him.
Okay, good. Dane?
Okay, so my parents aren't around at that point because I've just sort of they were lost in the crowd.
Where'd
Um,
they go?
I
Oh.
don't know. They weren't with me while the lady was making her speech. Oh, they were. Sorry, they must have just
What?
like. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
because I forgot
you saw their expression.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe you've
I
just like
realized
lost
now.
sight of them in the
Yeah, I just
chaos.
lost sight because it was very
Yeah,
chaotic. And then I'm looking around for them, and I see the fucking elf running towards this tiefling that's also looking around. I'm like, these fucking troublemakers. Okay, I'll just put a stop to this.
Oh, okay. So you think like, all right. So you approach them. What do you say to them?
I'm like, what are you two doing? You seemed. Did you cause this? This mayhem?
I've never met this man
You're
in
a
my life.
dwarf wearing the Adeptus clothing. I see him and I drive a dagger into his chest. No, I'm kidding.
Nah, bro. I'm wearing my fucking paladin armor, I think. I don't know.
All right.
I drive
So
a dagger into his head. I'm kidding.
Damn it.
so at this point, Creed sees, yeah, what is just absolute mayhem. Beasts like bears the size of giants,
Oh, they're that big.
in addition to quaggoths.
Oh, is that what a clogger is? Oh
Well,
shit.
maybe not a giant, but they're like good, like eight feet tall, I imagine, right? And they're just
Oh my god. Okay,
tearing
enough.
through people. And your assessment of the situation is like you must find a way out of here quickly. Okay? You kind of look around. Your escape route probably would be best if we headed for the northern gates, but your journey there would have no red carpet. You've got overturned food stalls, got the strange monsters that block key thoroughfares, guards wrestling terrified townsfolk wearing anything that even resembles clerical garb to the ground. Throwing your gaze around the cauldron of noise, it seems like the sprawling labyrinth of city alleyways is your best bet. So you're not in combat, but we will be rolling for stuff.
Mm.
So it's what's called a skill challenge. So
Mhm.
on your character sheets, you colored in the skills that you're proficient in. Okay, so like
Yeah.
Dane is proficient in history, medicine, persuasion, and religion. Perrin is proficient in athletics, insight, perception, persuasion, and survival. And Creed is proficient in perception, religion, sleight of hand, and stealth. So this skill challenge, I want you guys to think of ways you could use your skills to get out of the capital through the city alleyways. You can ask me.
How can I use religion to get out
Well, clearly, clearly some skills will be better than others,
I
and
might try and persuade Clarence to use his perception to find the-
yeah, persuade him not to use religion. Yeah, so the way this works is you need to succeed 4 times in total, doesn't have to be in a
Well, see,
row.
Mhm.
I
And you fail the challenge
got
if you fail 3 dice rolls. So that's all of you
Okay.
collectively.
Mm,
So you're operating as a group, I take it.
Yeah. For now, we're just
But,
trying to get out of here,
yep.
and then I'll see what these two are doing
I
after
don't
the
trust
fact.
them, but there's
I'm
not a lot
gonna-
of options.
All right, so I might roll for initiative. See who goes first.
My athletics is still like fine.
Mine is
Plus-
-1
but it-
apparently.
Okay, so Creed decides what to do first, followed by Dane and then Perrin.
Initiative is -1.
Oh man.
Yeah, so the initiative, the modifiers are what are important because I'm just rolling a d20 and then I'm adding or subtracting whatever your initiative is
Yeah.
from that. So yeah, Perrin
Gotcha.
rolled a fucking 2. Good job. Yeah, so Creed, think about how you
Oh, for
might
fuck's sake.
use your skills. Like perception, for example, lets you spot, hear, or otherwise detect the presence of something. There you go.
I thought so. So we're up on like this, I guess, collection of crates, sort of in the middle of the square, right?
I kind of imagine you're like on the outside of the square. You weren't like really up
Okay.
close
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
speaker.
Right. And the alleyways, they just run sort of out of the square, sort of like everywhere.
Yeah, you know you have to head north, but there's no clear path to the gates.
Yeah.
But you imagine there would be a way to eventually get north just by picking the right alleyways.
Yeah. Right. I scan the alleyways closest to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I notice there is a seems like there is an opening to one alley in particular, and because I don't trust these guys at the moment, I'm gonna leg it to this one alleyway.
All right, so from your pick of alleyways, you're trying to I don't know.
Like go the right way, right? Towards
Yeah.
which will be eventually north. Towards the north gates.
I'm just picking one that seems easy.
That feels good.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So you rely on your keen senses and your general awareness of your surroundings to like map out in your mind where these alleys would likely end up. Big buildings you would expect you would have to loop around, but you find a nice collection of thin houses that extend high rather than wide, and Creed finds himself on the right path. You succeed.
Hell yeah.
So Dane's up next.
Could I use my history, like just like my knowledge of this square to sort of find find out what the easiest path would be, or like try and figure out what the easiest path for me would be?
Yeah, so your history measures your ability to recall lore about events, people, ancient kingdoms. I think the capital has been around for a long time, so certainly. Roll for that. Oh, so you roll a 19 on your history.
Oh
So
shit!
you've spent weeks poring over the town planning and the architecture of the capital, while your parents have still not quite been impressed by your clear ability in your history classes, but you know to a T the networks, which routes are used by traders, which are used by the town guards. It's been this way since the beginning of the capital, whose leaders are usually sticklers for tradition. You know to stay away from the guards' routes because you find yourself a target wearing clerical garb, the same as what the assassin was wearing. And so Dane Dankill deftly navigates his way, at least through the start of the maze.
Yeah.
Okay, Perrin?
So I watched the tiefling look around a little bit and then make out with one of the alleys, make off for one of the alleys. I'll like, I don't know if you can hear me, but like I'll yell out to him, say, "Wait up!" And I'll try and follow after him,
So what skill are
just
you
kind of
using
trusting where
there?
he goes because I don't know the city at all. So I'll just, uh, well,
You should use a
if I
skill.
can I
Like you have a
So,
lot of
like,
skills that would be
can
very
I use
useful right now.
persuasion?
You want to use persuasion on Creed? How about something like survival or insight or athletics?
yes, thinking to be more
Yeah,
athletic
I
space.
want to use him. Yeah, well, the only thing is I don't know the city at all. So like, yeah, but I don't know where to go. I don't know
Yeah,
the
but you're
city.
just sort of following Creed, right? So you're just like, I'll try and use my athletics to keep up with Creed, sort of thing.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess.
Well, it's
I
like
kind of
you.
wanted to like
That could be that.
I
make
want
sure he
Perrin
would
to
leave and
like
not leave us
do
alone.
cool shit. I like, even if he hasn't been to this city, he's probably been to other cities, or his survival skills might allow him to see the tracks where the beasts have run off to and knows to stay away from there, or his perception might allow him to do something
Yeah, yeah,
similar. His insight, maybe his insight would allow him to find a shortcut, right? I want to see Perrin do
yeah.
something cool.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I didn't know like yeah what the hmm. Okay, well
Bit.
I've seen Clarence run off, and I'm like, he looks like he knows where he's going. So I try and follow him, but then I'd fucking there's a lot of shit blocking the way because he runs through, and like a Wargoth or whatever bumps and knocks a lot of shit in the way. So I use athletics to jump over the pile and keep following him.
All right, so you rely on your dexterity to. I know that athletics is strength based, but in this case, like
Mm.
you're maneuvering
Yeah, I've got
deftly
to like
over
navigate my way around the
objects
obstacle.
rather than like moving them out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Acrobatics.
I'm going to do that.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, I might let you use acrobatics in this case.
Oh yeah, that'd be more acrobatics then.
All right, so Perrin,
Oh, true.
he looks around, he sees the tiefling boy, I imagine him as, like expertly maneuvering his way through the alleys, and you can tell immediately that this is a kid who knows his way around the city streets. You imagine it a good idea to
Urchin.
take off after him. Only an errant light post falls in your way, but you deftly vault over it. Maybe what do you reckon, Creed? What are some nice vaults?
Speed vault be a good one.
Yeah, all right. So Perrin speed
Oh,
vaults over
oh
this
yes, makes
fallen
sense.
light post, and Creed kind of catches notice of this and kind of like does the Patrick Bateman Sigma like
Like
ooh
Christian Bale.
and nods. But he quickly turns around and
And then the
continues his
Joker
journey
was like,
north.
is
So
that
you
right?
guys have gotten 3 successes already.
That's pretty
Zero,
good.
yeah.
0 failures. You've rolled pretty
Oh,
high.
like so it's as a team. Okay, I see. I got you now.
Yeah. So, and then now it's Creed's turn again. So I want you to pick a different proficiency. I don't want you guys to use the same skill more than
Yeah.
once in the
And I've got.
challenge.
All right. So I'm running through these alleys. I got Perrin on my tail. um, and then.
See,
Hey.
Whereabouts am I in this again? Like I'm just a different way, or
Yeah, I think you're a different way, or
okay.
you're definitely heading the same place.
Hmm.
Um. Okay, so I'm running through these alleys, and I hear something up ahead, so I slow down and peer around the corner. And what were the creatures called again? Give me a big creature to see.
You see a black bear sniffing around.
Yeah, I see a black bear around the corner, and I want to use my stealth to sneak past him.
So do you motion to Perrin that there's danger around the corner?
Like it doesn't really care
No.
about Perrin.
No,
No? Okay.
I just stop.
Wait, what is his stealth? Is that +5?
Yep.
Yeah,
What
plus
the
5,
fuck?
plus 3 from Dex, plus another 2 from proficiency bonus.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you spot, well, I'm just gonna roll for perception that you spot this bear, and you do. Roll for stealth. Alright, so you see this black bear is sniffing around. You kind of think briefly about how the best way to approach this is, and Creed looks up and he sees an old clothesline that runs between the buildings of houses, and he quickly scrambles up and does that thing that kids do where they hang on like bars upside down, and he like pulls himself across the alleyway well out of the bear's sight and smell and makes it to the other side of the alley.
Nice.
Mm.
Fucking did
So
it.
yeah, I mean, you guys have succeeded, but
We're still kind of me and
Not out of the woods yet.
yeah.
Perrin is sort of behind, right?
So you've kind of Creed and Dane they've
Oh,
pretty much got a clear stretch to the north
oh, I
gates.
do. Okay.
Um, and there aren't really any like quaggots or anything too dangerous in the immediate vicinity. A black bear is a much less dangerous foe compared to a quaggoth. Certainly not something you could take on alone, but Perrin is left to decide what to do about this bear.
Well, I see Creed fucking like shamble around, and I'm like, oh, that's sick. I look around, and the bear's still kind of just sniffing around shit a little while away, and I look around and find a long piece of rope. I use my survival skill to tie a knot that I use to like climb up like onto a ledge above where the bear is, and then like go past it, kind of like where Clarence did
Okay,
on the
cool.
clothesline.
So yeah, obviously being a survivalist and outlander, you would have knowledge of ropes, which ones you could tie to maybe create some kind of
Like a lasso.
yeah.
Lasso.
So Perrin lassos that may be an outcropping of one of the roofs, tightens it, and I guess
Yes.
climbs up and takes a route that's maybe not so, I don't know, ninja as Creed's, but he
Yeah.
manages to get across as well. Hey, so you all made it, and you didn't fail once. Nobody failed
Oh
a
yeah.
single roll.
That's pretty good.
We're so
Alright,
good at D&D, guys.
so we have Dane, we
You
have
camp out over.
Perrin, and we have Creed.
I just went down the right street, idiots.
You all make it to the gates at around the same time. You kind of glance at each other, and you realize you're not out of the woods first. You turn and you see that the city guard is starting to lock down the city. They clearly haven't found the assassin yet. And you three are kind of at a loss what to do. You've made it out of the capital, but well, the nearest city is maybe a day or two away on horseback. But as you think this, a wagon pulls up to you and you hear a muffled voice say, "Old Templar, get in." So,
Oh.
what are you gonna do?
Is it? Wait, hold on, wait. Can I use my? Like, would I know? I'd know if it was a dwarf, right?
It's quite muffled. All you can tell is that it's a man's voice, um,
Okay.
Oh wait,
telling you to get
I'll
into
use
the.
insight
Want to use insight, Perrin?
and be like, yeah, I'll be like, what is this? What's going on?
You happy with that, Dane? That Perrin
I
uses
think
insight?
Yeah.
insight or perception.
But you can
I think
determine the
insight.
true intentions of a creature, so you'll be able to read this man's
Oh yeah.
voice,
Oh cool. Yeah,
perhaps
insight.
through the canvas.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so what's Perrin looking for in this man's voice to know if he's
Looking for whether murderous intent.
murders?
Like if he wants to kill Old Templar.
All right, I see.
See if it's safe.
Like if it's a trap for Old Templar.
All right, so Perrin, he he listens carefully, but the chaos of the veritable battlefield behind him kind of drowns out any notion of anger.
Fuck, I fucked up the roll. God damn
It's
it.
just immediacy. This man is he is imploring you firmly to get into.
Right, I'll dive in. I'll jump in. Head first.
You failed the roll. You just want to dive in.
Can I? Hold on. Let me think.
Wait, I did
Wait,
fail the roll.
do we see the man or is he inside the cart?
So there's you see the back of the cart. You imagine there's a
Okay.
driver on the front, but it's all happening quite fast.
Yeah. So
You don't
he's
see
just
the
like.
man in the wagon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I might just. Wait, can I just use athletics to sort of just
I'll jump in.
vault in safely? Like, make sure there's no like, would that
Traps.
be traps? That'd be more acrobatics, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't know.
So you just want to leap into the wagon?
I think I do, yeah. But
Okay.
like with a bit of like
Like
you
with a
know,
bit of poise. You don't want to like clamber in. You want to
Good
be
bit of
like
zest.
ready.
yeah.
All right. So yeah.
I
So
want to clamber in.
well.
Wait,
you,
I kick
you
him.
fail, bro. You're like cupping your ear against the wagon, and then Dane's like looks at Perrin, this skinny like dark elf, and he shakes his head, and he like gets a running start at this wagon.
He calls me the N-word and just jumps in the wagon.
So Perrin and Creed turn to see this dwarf taking a 10-foot run up towards this wagon. Um, And it turns out those little Achilles tendons pack quite a punch, and he springs into the wagon,
Shit.
somersaults, and he looks up to see a terrified, um, sickly looking, like middle-aged man, maybe around 50s, and he's like, what the hell?
Like, I make like little cracks in the wood of the wagon
When
when I land.
Yeah, it's just
when
like,
Kane jumps, is there like an audible like springing noise, like boing?
But yeah, it fucking deafens you because you got your ear to the cart.
well, he doesn't weigh too much, I don't think. He's not. Oh no, he is wearing chainmail,
Yeah,
so
I'm
you kind of hear
pretty
like
heavy.
him jump in the wagon. You don't see anything of him after that, but you hear lots of like jingling of the chainmail, and then you hear this feeble voice say, "Oh my days!" So what is Creed's reaction to that? Does he think there's danger still?
I only missed the dwarf. Fucking yeeted himself
Um,
in.
I just shake my head and I take off in front of the wagon and around behind the gate. We're sneaky and
Oh.
don't tell Perrin, but I'm gonna climb under the wagon and hitch a
Oh, okay.
ride when it goes
So
past.
stealth check.
Stealth
Okay.
check.
Going for another bloody stealthy boy, are ya?
Sneaky
All
boy.
right, so it you have quite the good backdrop for its a stealth movement. Perrin is
Mm.
preoccupied, um, trying to listen to the voice.
I distracted everyone.
Anyone who was paying attention is distracted by this dwarf, yeah, making a long jump into a wagon. And so Creed sneaks around, sees the driver who is also a bit taken aback by the fact that the entire wagon just seemed to have rocked, um, and is not paying attention. And Creed finds what is actually quite a comfortable little spot, um, on the maybe not on the underside of the wagon, but you find maybe, I don't know, some place that you
Some
can
nook.
sit comfortably at least. Uh, so Perrin, we're back to you. What do you want to do?
Keeps listening.
I just want to. I just want to. I just want to. I want to do an insight check again.
An insight check again. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
God
So
fucking damn it.
you can determine the true intentions of this man, and judging by his shock, you don't perceive him to be a threat.
okay.
I plunge a dagger into his head. No, I'm kidding. I clamber into the. I clamber into the thing. Not very gracefully.
Okay, thank you. I liked a little bit of character on the end. So yeah, Perrin like first puts both his arms over the wagon. He can't get a foothold, so he's kind of just like kicking the air for a little bit. Um, he manages to get his torso over the edge, and then you see him continue to kick like he's in a swimming pool. Dane grabs him by the arm eventually and reels him in. And
I like throw him on the floor. Like I reel him in, but I throw him onto the floor of the cart because I'm just like this.
yeah,
No
you notice that he
good.
doesn't
I
he
cast ray of
doesn't weigh
sickness
too
on
much.
Kane.
You notice that he doesn't weigh too much.
Yeah.
The man is still kind of gathering his thoughts, and then he kind of nods and then shouts to the driver, "Okay, let's go." Um, and there you are. you've escaped the capital, and where you are headed to, who knows? You imagine north, because that's where the gates open to. But here you are, Perrin and Dane,
Makes sense.
in the company of this man who is dressed in white robes. So you imagine he is part of the Adeptus Chancellery.
Oh shit.
Good.
He's quite thin, feeble. You don't take him to be an impressive man, and he kind of huddles in the corner of what is quite a spacious wagon. So for the first few moments, you kind of sit there in silence, but eventually the chaos of the city is left behind, and the three of you are left alone effectively.
I see.
Sweet.
So that the man is
Okay.
he's kind of like he's holding what appears to be a piece of parchment between his paper, and he's deeply ruminating about perhaps what has happened, and he keeps flicking glances at Dane and Perrin, but he doesn't start conversation.
Okay. Can I just talk to this man and use my sort of persuasive speech to get a clue of why he's sort of dragged us on here?
So
Like asked us to come aboard.
so I'm thinking when we like talk to NPCs, like we'll just talk normally,
Okay.
and I'll let you know if there's something that needs a roll.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. I'll ask him. Yeah. Why did you pull us up on board here? Like, what? Where are you taking us? I guess.
Oh, well, I'm taking you to the Searchville. Uh, we're taking all the initiates. We're taking them to Searchville.
I see. Why are you taking us there?
Why? I cannot say. I'm afraid that the seneschal is. Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Can I hear this
Did
conversation
you kill
from
that chick?
the walls?
Yeah, let's say Creed can hear the conversation.
Yeah.
Can I hear it?
Are you gonna talk? Do you ask if he killed what's the name?
I send a message to Creed and say, "Don't trust the dwarf."
You don't know that
You
Creed's.
don't know where Creed is. We don't know where Creed is.
Oh right. That's right. I
He
remember.
specifically didn't want you to
I
know
sent a message to Kane
where
and said,
he
"Don't trust the
was.
dwarf."
So Perrin,
What
is
was
there
that?
something you want to say to
Yeah,
the
I was
old
like, "What
man?
the fuck? Did you kill the chick?"
What's her name? Hold on.
The,
Mithra.
the
Mithri.
Miathera? No, of course not. I, I, I know that it was. I know that it was one of us, the Chancellery, but no. I could never. I could never.
Is that because you
Okay.
or because you didn't want to?
Well, I don't understand what you're saying, Dark Elf. The
That's
world, the
what
world is changing. What she says is true.
the Adeptus mage cast.
The world is changing. What
Oh,
Miathera
that's
says
kind of
is
cool.
true. Uh, I I fear that it is changing for the worse. Things were better before we were thrown into this world of unknowns and gods. It it is too much for me, I fear.
I ask, what's your
What are you
name?
going to be doing in the city we're going to? Oh,
My name is
cringe.
Yarek. I'm an acolyte of the old Templar, a new initiate into the Adeptus Chancellery. but I did liaise with the Knights Astartes, and I imagine we have been tasked with taking the initiates to Zurchville.
I see.
Alright, so
Okay.
it doesn't seem like you'll get any more information out of him. But it seems like you're headed north to
I
a place called
think
Zurchville.
Zurchville.
It's spelled like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
So
Yeah,
Dane,
Zurch.
perhaps better than anyone, considering it's further north, recognizes it as a, a pretty, obviously not as big as the capital, maybe the biggest city in the known world, but Zurchuel has its reputation as a trading city, and so many different cultures kind of mingle there, somewhat because they're quite loose trade laws, among other things. So it is a
see.
multi-day journey to Zurchville, so you will have to spend the night, um, maybe one night on the side of the road, but it is quite a peaceful place. Um, and so you kind of set up a campfire in the middle of what is a glade essentially, and Yarek, the old priest acolyte, he
We
doesn't say
find food.
much. He kind of looks over his parchment a few more times, drinking in the words, muttering to himself and shaking his head, um, and kind of rolling it back up and putting it in his pocket. But yeah, the three of you, Perrin, Dane, and Yarek, are kind of just sitting around the campfire. The hireling who charioted the horses, he's like tending to them. He's tied them to a tree. He comes over to eat with you, but he's clearly not interested in what is happening. He's just been paid. He doesn't seem to have any ties to this.
Mm.
But what does Creed do in this situation? He has to stay the night um, here.
And we're sort of just like in the middle of nowhere.
in a glade, you say? Well, I've dismounted from the wagon prior to the others, and I'm sort of just sitting in a tree, sort of a 30 meters away, listening. And I
You're just
see,
listening.
and I can see that what's his name,
Yarek.
Yarrick, Toyota Yarrick, keeps pulling out this parchment and looking at it,
You little
and
fucking, you little hoodlum. You're always looking for shit to
yeah,
steal.
and I just want to have a gaze. I just want to know what's going on, mate. My world's been turned upside down. So I don't know. Do I want to try and snatch it? Do I want to snatch it? I think I might. He's got it in his pocket. I might snatch it in his sleep.
Alright, do you,
Have a
you wait for him to
gaze.
fall asleep?
Yeah.
Is there anything Perrin and Dane perhaps say to each other, or Yarrick? I apologize to Dane for having to talk to someone who's like 2 seconds behind in their responses.
I I just say the fuck are you doing? Like, what did you do? What caused the fucking chaos in the marketplace before? Perrin?
Huh?
I don't know if that's. Do I know his name? Probably not.
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah. The fuck? What happened?
I say, hello, I'm Perrin.
I draw my
I'm
warhammer.
from one of the southern shamanic tribes. I fucking stick a dagger in Kane's throat.
Nah, I got a shield, bro.
No, I say hello. I say hello, I'm Perrin. I've been taken back from my tribe by the Knights Astartes as an emissary from my tribe. They were particularly interested in some of our seers, our world seers, who were talking about a prophecy. I don't know anything else other than that. I was coming back to the capital with the knights to find out more, and then that happened.
See. Well, I don't trust you quite yet, but I guess we'll have to make do for now. I'm gonna go to bed.
I go to Eric. I look at Eric and I say, "You mentioned that, like, there's prophecies and everything like that. As far as I'm aware, only my tribe has had these like visions of destruction and things like that. What's going on?"
Oh, right before Miathira's death, she spoke of strange things, collective consciousnesses, the return of gods. She believes that the tribes, they saw the same thing. They thought they saw the world being swallowed by the Passat, the land being coated in salt. I, it is overwhelming. But yes, we do believe, the anthropologists believe that the tribes, they all see the same thing. They all see doom, they all see sorrow, they all see salt.
Interesting. Thanks, you crazy old man.
Hey, no problem.
I cast a perception check over the whole campsite to see if there's anyone else nearby.
Why? Do you think someone's nearby?
No, I just want to make sure it's all safe. You know, we don't get ambushed.
Before going to
I
bed,
don't know
yeah.
the area.
All
I
right.
want to be sure.
Do
Yeah,
you
I want to be sure.
do you take a walk around the surrounds?
Once the campfire goes out, I use my slightly extended dark vision to have a gaze.
All right. So you take a
Or did
wander
we get rid of that?
around. We got rid of that, but you still have dark
What do we get?
vision.
Okay, well I'll have a wander around. Because since I don't need to sleep straight away, I can just I only need to meditate. I'll have a
Oh,
wander around.
true. Yeah, all right. So because Perrin's an elf, he doesn't have to sleep. So he kind of, I guess, volunteers to be on watch for
First,
most of the
first
night.
watch. Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
so he has a walk around. Um, hold on. All right. So what I'm doing here is I roll for Perrin's perception, and I roll against Creed's stealth.
Mm.
Um,
Creed's
Fuck.
stealth is more.
Yeah.
But if they both have advantage, then it's just
Mm,
like
I've
one
got
roll, right? Or is it just
I've got pretty good perception.
he's
oh,
got
they
+5 stealth?
I've got +4 perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty even. Toss of the dice. Um, so Perrin, he's kind of like wandering around, like clapping his hands, like whistling to himself. Not trying to be sneaky, but he kind of notices a knot in the branches of the trees where there shouldn't be.
Mm.
Do you do anything with it?
I see a knot, do I? Well, I cast acid splash against the tree. No. I'll walk over to the tree and have a gaze.
Alright, so you're gonna roll for investigation here.
Have a closer look, if you will.
All right.
Is that against
Investigation. Oh god.
his stealth?
Well, he's pretty much spotted Creed. He's just not sure what it is. So he goes up and investigates, and you notice it's a
Fuck, my investigation is shit. So.
you your dark vision allows you to see that it's a young tiefling boy who perhaps at one point had been clutching his quarterstaff, worried of the dangers of the glade, but he has since passed out.
Oh. Alright, he's passed out. Okay. Well, I say nothing. I go back to camp and I meditate.
Okay.
Just Diggle wanted to. I mean, Barry just wanted to know.
This happening
Oh.
news.
Yeah, so Creed doesn't really
Trust me,
notice
trust me.
anyone.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
Creed doesn't really notice a presence. And since Perrin has started to meditate, Dane has taken over the watch. But before Perrin starts meditating, Dane has a chance to speak with him.
Okay, so I was still awake during that.
No, you were sleeping.
I was asleep.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
you're
you've
so we're
been
just
woken up to
switching
take
watch.
watch.
Okay. Alright, was there anything out there? Aaron?
Oh, quiet as a bug.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Whatever.
Idiot.
Go to sleep. Can I wait. Do I have good insight? I wanna. Can I do insight against Dougal's like
Lying.
lying?
Lie.
Yeah, alright. I'll roll against Perrin's persuasion. For some reason, he's very persuasive.
Yeah, good luck, Kane, idiot.
Don't even worry about it.
I got +5 persuasion, I think.
I've got luck on my side.
Alright, it's Perrin.
Kane, I
Insight.
have 16 charisma +5. I'm higher than the 21.
Yeah, so Dane squints his eyes at Perrin, who kind of like looks up and to the right and says,
Trundling.
as far as Dane can tell, is just a stupid elf, who probably wouldn't have been able to see anything, if there had
Yeah.
been something lurking in the woods.
Okay.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to part 1 of the D&D. Now there is more to this session, but not quite enough for an hour of audio. So stick around, and there'll be a new episode out, I don't know, maybe in like a couple weeks. Thanks, bye!